Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the GSOR 1008. It's the British Tier 8 premium tank destroyer located on the eastbourne of Airfield under the command of ChoosenDark. Well, last time we saw this tank destroyer, he was in exactly the same spawn point and he had an absolutely fantastic battle in this vehicle. I found out just recently that apparently ChoosenDark has got long COVID, so poor guy is really suffering because he's lost most of his lung function and he's very sick at home, but at least he is getting some game time to keep himself occupied. But he really has suffered badly because he's lost a lot of his lung capacity through having COVID. Not very nice, but not a lot he can do about it. You can't gain lung function back once you've lost it, and basically his lungs have been seriously impaired by the virus. I know he's not the only one because there are other members of our group who've actually suffered as well. Not only had the disease, oh, good shot on the AMX M449, but several members of their family have suffered as well. Just recently, the other day, Captain Ashstorm, who's got a video coming up very shortly, reported that his sons have got it now. He had it, he was in hospital, he recovered, but now his sons have got it as well, and he's got young sons. But it just goes to show this virus does affect everyone, and some very young people as well are catching it. So we're wishing his sons a speedy recovery. I know we're all thinking of all of our friends who've caught this disease because it's not nice. It really is a very bad illness indeed. Another penetration on the M449 Liberté. Although it's not the Liberté version, it's the plain clothes version, I think, that one. Because normally the Liberté has the L after the end of the name. We've still got one round left in the magazine, and I don't think he wants to go through the reload because it's quite a long reload. 44.05 seconds by the book. Fires the last one, doesn't get that one in, so he's now having to align himself with the rock. There's no Arty, so he can't suffer from being splattered by one of them. But the Sturm Mill, who's alongside him, just took a big hit from the enemy. Now it's a 105mm gun which is capable of doing 320 alpha, a 4-shot autoloader, which means it's capable of dumping quite a lot of damage on the enemy. 1,280 hit points of damage in very little time indeed, because although it's got a clip size of 4, it's got a 2-second intro load, which means that in 6 seconds it can do 1,280 hit points of damage. That's quite a lot. That's in a similar vein to the TVP, although it lacks the TVP's armour. In fact, they both have very little armour. GSOR means General Staff Operational Requirement, and this is a project started during the 60s to create a tank destroyer that would assist the infantry to deal with Soviet tanks. They made 4 different designs, which are otherwise known as schemes, and this was the first version they came up with. It was supposed to be a tank destroyer with only 2 personnel. In fact, it's got 3 in the game because they've given it a driver, a gunner and a commander. In actuality, what it happened was that there was a driver and there was also the commander stroke gunner. He was the gunner as well as the commander of the vehicle. It also had an unusual feature because it actually had fuel armor. I know it sounds very weird. If I remember correctly, what happened was they created the fuel tank directly in front of the driver, and you'd normally think that's quite a horrendous thing to happen, but the fuel actually acted as additional armor for the crew because it was basically blocking the shell from reaching the gunner, and it was expecting the enemy to be firing heat rounds, which obviously if they hit the diesel fuel wouldn't have the same effect as it would say if it was a petrol fuel, which obviously, or gasoline, which would be quite damaging and dangerous. But the diesel fuel actually did manage to, or was designed in such a way, or not designed, but the the fuel tank was designed in such a way as to put out any fire that started and block the shell from hurting the crew. First shot into the Emil, second shot kills him. Now, is he going to pop the reload? I'd be very keen to pop the reload at this moment, because that IS-3 is not going to come around the corner anytime quick. And sitting here with 2 shells is not as healthy as having just a full set ready and waiting to go. Yes, we've got an SU-152 over here. Oh, he's going to fire them blindly at the SU. In fact, actually, there was 2 tank destroyers up that direction. And he fired both rounds and pulled back to reload. And one of those enemies went down. The Scorpion G just got on our team, just took out the SU-152, left the ISU-152 on the enemy team over there. Now, will he get a shot? Nope. He didn't get a shot on that Cav Panzer 07 because the guy was killed by our E75TS. Is he abandoning this position? Yeah, it looks like it. He might want to actually get down to the south, and somebody's already indicating down to the south because there were enemy tanks south of the Temple Mount, which is that central island or central mount right in the centre of the map. There's nobody down there to defend against them, and in fact actually he's just spotted the AMX-30 is actually coming up behind him, and all we've got at the moment over there is the AMX-1357. I don't think he actually moved to this spot because of the tanks to the south, because otherwise he would have been straight over there to defend against the AMX-30, but he suddenly recognised that the AMX was behind him, and now he's turned around to engage the guy. Well, we've lost the... who did we lose? Well, we lost the IS-2 shielded. Here's the AMX-30. Got 4 shells. This guy's going to suffer. 1 shot kills him. That's nice. But he was seen, so obviously the enemy knows where he is. There's 3 tank destroyers on the enemy team. 1 right at the back, the ISU-152. Now, we don't know where the others, a GSOR 1008 and a Super Hellcat, are located. I kind of get the feeling the GSOR is probably going to be up in the northwest corner of the map. I think the Super Hellcat is probably going to be the one near the cap area. Now, in the exact same game last time, he came up this area here and he got spotted straight away and he suffered some damage. If I remember correctly, it was Menudo's 03 who was hiding near the cap. Now this time round he's using the bushes to pop up here, and he's got somewhere he can dart into for cover in that gap there. He can't see any of the enemy at the moment, but he's in a good position to actually open fire if the E75TS takes fire from one of the enemy tank destroyers. And they're not near the cap, because I mean, he would have spotted, if he'd been spotted, the 6th sense would have gone off. The E75 hasn't seen them yet. So I get the feeling that the GSOR is up in the northwest corner of the map. He's not been found yet. Okay, they've gone straight to the cap. Now, we will probably see the GSOR moving south to get a reset if they go into the cap. Or not, well, yes, it is moving south actually. No one in sight yet. E75 hasn't seen anyone. He's just coming around the back now. He's being very cautious. But it does make me think that the GSOR is in grid square D1 or D2. The ISU-152 though, he might have actually moved east, because there's nobody opposing him over there now. The Scorpion G is headed for the cap. Oh, there's one. Super Hellcat. He was down in the south. E75TS is going after him. And he's not the only one. The Scorpion G is going there as well. Okay, did get spotted there. Now that makes me think that was the GSOR. The Super Hellcat's gone. It was only when he actually popped out from behind those bricks, or the knockdown, the demolished building, that suddenly he got spotted. And the lines would have actually shown from that, or he would have been seen from that corner. We are capping now, so the enemy is going to have to come out of that corner to get a reset. Skoda T50 is moving into a position to intercept them if they do come out of that corner. And ChoosenDark is also taking up position, and the enemy managed to get behind us, and it was the GSOR, and it looks like he did come from that corner. Unfortunately, we lost the E75TS, but there goes the GSOR. He's out the game. And that just leaves the ISU 152, and I think that guy headed east. I don't think he's actually near the cap. I wouldn't be surprised though if he was up high. He might try to hit us from the pocket. No sixth sense has gone off, so he's not there. Okay, he's waiting for his reload. He's been spotted again, and he is in the pocket. He was up there, but he only just arrived up there. And now we've got a full mag ready to go. That's 3, and he loses sight of the guy just when he's about to get the kill. Only 1 round left. We are still capping, but we don't need to anymore because we know where he is. 3,202 hit points is a good game so far. He's still short of what he needs though for 20%. Here's the ISU. Now, can he get a shot on? Remember, 11 degrees gun depression. 1 shot is all it takes, but he does take a hit from the ISU 152 just before he kills him. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second class tanker for ChoosenDark in the GSOR 1008. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly, a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly in this one, and a win 8 of 4,937, and he got that because he did so much damage, but he didn't get 20%, so he couldn't get the high caliber in that one, even with that last shot on the ISU 152. He does say though he's loving this little thing, and yes, if you are good at handling the GSOR, using that fast fire rate and the ability to do a huge amount of damage on the enemy can be a lot of fun. I know from experience. When you look at the team score, we can see that he's actually in 4th place because, or was it 5th place? 5th place, sorry, because the high scorer in the game was that E75TS who got taken out in the end by the enemy GSOR. He picked up a high caliber and Confederate, and the second highest damage was the AMX-30. He managed to circle around. I think he killed quite a few enemy of our tanks in the south. 4,217 hit points to him. And the third highest damage turned out to be the Emil 2 on the enemy with 3,670. And ChoosenDark, there you go, in 5th place. Now, when it came to kills, it was actually the AMX-30 who did the best. He got 5 kills in the south. 4 kills went to the ChoosenDark, 3 kills went to the E75TS and the Scorpion G. And when it came to base XP, it was the E75TS who got the top with 1,453, 1,090 went to ChoosenDark, 1,034 went to the Object 257, and 1,029 went to the Scorpion G. So there was 4 players on the team who actually managed to get over 1,000 base, and only 2 players of those actually survived the game. ChoosenDark fired 19 rounds in that game. That's a good game for this tank destroyer because it's got that long reload, so it does take time to get those shells in. So you're good if you can, well, you're lucky if you get 1 mag into the enemy. 2 mags into the enemy, you're likely to do quite nicely on credits. and of course survive most of the game. 3 mags, you might survive the entire game, and 4 mags, well, yes, that's when you're getting close to a high caliber. So very well done. We're getting 4 clips worth. 16 direct hits on the enemy, 13 penetrations, damage of 3,220 hit points, of which 962 were at more than 300 meters. 3 hits received from the enemy, 2 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and he also spotted 1 enemy vehicle. That was the ISU 152, I think, or was it one of the other ones? 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and he earned 87,246 credits from the battle, 90,000 for completing a mission, 177,246 altogether, and after repair, ammunition, respawn, and consumables took away a profit of 69,514 credits, and that's even after he used premium ammo. 1,635 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 164 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 3,424 experience points altogether. Yeah, I think I like this vessel, mainly because of this vehicle, because it's got that ability to do a huge amount of damage in a very, very short period of time. And the 105mm rounds do penetrate the enemy quite nicely. 226 penetration with standard ammo, and that's decent. And it could, of course, get that ammo out, or those rounds out, very quickly into the enemy. Of course, it does have that big drawback of the virtually no armor, and of course, well, it has armor at the front of the turret, 152.4mm, but that's not a lot at this tier anyway. And it doesn't, it has that long reload, which really is a pain, such a long time. So if you can speed that up in any way, it's well worth it. But yes, it's certainly that ChoosenDark enjoys this tank, and I hope he gets better soon, as I do hope that everyone's who's suffering from the couve, as it become known, is recovering from it, and they'll get better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
Pretend nothing happened. We're all good. I'm recording it. Did you? Yeah.
And please do remember that we've got a second channel called The General, where you can watch great replays without any commentary. They're fairly quick videos. They're not that long. I think the most of them are about, well, 15 to 16 minutes, if they're a full one. They might even be a short video where you'll only get, what, 6 minutes or 7 minutes, but a really juicy battle in 6 or 7 minutes time. And so, yes, they're kind of like stocking fillers. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.